Hello, I'm Melanie Lugo, a graduate student at the University of Texas at Arlington College of Nursing. The book review of the 21 Indispensable Qualities of a Leader by John C. Maxwell is in partial fulfillment of the requirements of N5343, Leadership in Complex Healthcare Systems, and the professor is Rowena Yates, MSN RN, NEBC, CCRN. The date is November 30th, 2013. Dr. John C. Maxwell wrote the book, The 21 Indispensable Qualities of a Leader in 1999, as a guide to the characteristics of what makes a great leader. Dr. Maxwell received his Bachelor's of Arts from the Ohio Christian University in 1969. He later obtained his Master's of Divinity from Azusa Pacific University and a Doctor of Ministry degree at Fuller Theological Seminary. John Maxwell is an international leadership speaker who has given motivational speeches at many Fortune 500 companies, the NCAA, NBA, NFL, for the U.S. Military Academy at West Point, as well as the United Nations. He has published more than 80 books and sold over 19 million copies. Several of his leadership books were bestsellers. Dr. Maxwell explains his reasoning for writing the book as helping the leader to become a leader that people want to follow. He describes 21 essential characteristics in leadership and explains that understanding leadership and doing it are two different activities. Maxwell uses the book to recognize, develop, and refine personal characteristics of a leader. The 21 Indispensable Qualities of a Leader was written with a specific target audience in mind. The book speaks to aspiring leaders and current leaders wanting to grow in their personal and professional lives. Maxwell states in the book that if you can become a leader you ought to be on the inside, then you will be able to become the leader that you want to be on the outside. By teaching leaders the 21 indispensable qualities of a leader, he says he is teaching leadership from the inside out. The slide outlines the chapters in the book that correspond to the 21 qualities. These qualities are character, charisma, commitment, communication, competence, courage, discernment, focus, generosity, initiative, listening, passion, positive attitude, problem-solving, relationships, responsibility, security, self-discipline, servanthood, and teachability and vision. The strengths of this book lie in its easy-to-read character chapters. The leadership characteristics are broken into chapters to help the reader focus on one characteristic at a time. In this, the reader can identify which areas are of personal opportunity and focus on those chapters. The book gives examples of each characteristic and relates stories from the author and well-known individuals to tie it back to the characteristic. The chapters also have sections of fleshing it out, reflecting on it, and bringing it home, to help the reader learn and build on the characteristic in themselves. A shortcoming of the book is that not all leaders are self-aware and are able to realize the character traits that they lack. The reader must be willing and dedicated to changing character traits due to the time and personal commitment that it requires. Although there is discussion of the character traits, it's minimal and lacks application to leadership. Additionally, not everyone can relate to the examples given in the book. Some examples are sports references that may be poorly understood by those who do not follow sports. Although the brevity of the book is a strength, it also lends to a weakness because the traits are not fully explained and lack universality. Some of the characteristics also have negative components, not mentioned in the book. An example being that Adolf Hitler also possessed charisma and commitment, but had a very negative outcome. Overall, the book is small, easy to read, and refer to for reinforcement of the 21 character traits. Maxwell effectively helps readers to recognize personal characteristics of the effective leader through fleshing it out sections in each chapter. He also helps with the development of personal characteristics of effective leadership and bringing it home exercises. Finally, Maxwell assists in the refinement of personal characteristics of effective leaders with the reflecting on it sections in each chapter. I recommend the 21 Indispensable Qualities of a Leader by John C. Maxwell to any aspiring, new, or tenured leader looking for personal growth or renewal of leadership inspiration. As leaders, we must always be willing to self-improve. According to a Latin proverb, it is absurd that a man should rule others who cannot rule himself. I hope I have described the 21 Indispensable Qualities of a Leader by John C. Maxwell and given insight into my recommendation for this leadership book. If you have questions, feel free to post them in the discussion board. Thank you for your time.